Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And if you guys, is another Marvel video. Today we're tackling and talking about Marvel Studios' The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the whole show, all 6 episodes. You're gonna be seeing some Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 gameplay, and maybe some trailer footage of the show. Now this is a kind of a compilation review of all 6 episodes. It's not going to be too long, but I do want to tell you guys that there's going to be spoilers. So if you haven't seen the latest episode, it did come out today, Friday the 23rd, or if you just don't care about spoilers. But yeah, so I'm going to be covering all 6. So, WandaVision was a good show, alright? I want to try to find it on Blu-ray. I really enjoyed it. A bit slow, it didn't really feel like a typical Marvel MCU production. There wasn't too much action, it wasn't too violent, it was just kind of its own unique story, and I like that about it. It was a good show, and I recommend it. However, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 1, it starts out with a bang. The action scenes, I believe all 6 episodes were directed by the same person, same woman, and she did a damn good job. The best compliment I can give the action scenes in this show is that they feel like something out of the Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. They feel very kinetic, very violent, very intense, very strong. It's not R-rated material, but it feels more heavy-hitting, the way the camera shakes, the way they move. There's one thing in the beginning where Falcon's kind of flying through the sky, kicking guys' butts, and it's kind of like a GoPro viewpoint. It kind of looks a bit silly, but, I'll go with it. But the action scenes in the show, man, between Falcon, Bucky, the Winter Soldier, Batroc in Episode 6, the Flag Smashers, even Emily Van Camp's character, whatever the hell her name is, Sharon Carter, beating up guys. The action scenes are they're top tier, they're top tier MCU fights. In terms of the CGI work, I think that, like The Mandalorian and WandaVision, those are not as big of a budget as the MCU movie, like an Endgame or like, The Rise of Skywalker, but they definitely are big enough where you look at it and you're not like, oh man, they cut some corners here, Like if you watch the CW, Flash and Arrow, they're alright shows, but, there are a lot of scenes, especially in The Flash, the earlier seasons, where it looks really choppy. You're like, oh man, that don't look too good. But this, I can, safely say that, in my opinion, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier had excellent effing CGI. And there wasn't too much CGI, of course, the guns, the aerial combat, there was CGI in there, but a lot of the fight scenes and a lot of the episodes were kind of grounded in reality, so there wasn't, as much CGI as, say, WandaVision or The Mandalorian. Or probably, even the Book of Boba Fett coming out this year. But I think that, the CGI, nothing to complain about, really. That was pretty good. When it comes to the acting, of course, it's a Marvel production, so you're going to get good acting. I think Sebastian Stan and Emily Van Camp and Daniel Bruhl, whatever, and Anthony Mackie, they all do a great job. Every single character I never found in any of the 6 episodes, because they're roughly 50 to 60 minutes each. I never thought, watching it, I wasn't like, oh man, that's a really bad actor. That was a weird, that actor's not, it's not too good. But I never had that. And of course, I don't think I ever will have that, or I don't think I ever had that with any of the other past MCU productions. WandaVision and the entire MCU. Maybe The Incredible Hulk 2008, not as memorable with Edward Norton, but it wasn't bad. Going on to the writing, now this is where it gets kind of messy for some people. You're going to get, of course, the internet is filled with clowns and morons and haters and racists and sexists and, you name it, they're going to be on there, right? Let me just say going forward that I am, I'm not any of those things. I am one of those people that kind of, if someone says something, I'm like, oh, you're an idiot, I just block them or whatever. But there are some lines in this show where, of course, the show it not only tackles, Bucky Barnes' character arc, trying to kind of move on from the Winter Soldier, not only Erin Kellyman, very hot, what's her face, the Flag Smasher girl, Carly Morgenthau, has not the best character arc. I think her writing could have been a little better, her motivation could have been a little better, but the entire, surrounding effects of that is pretty good. I think the new Captain America, John Walker, he's probably my favorite character. He's kind of like Joker, Arthur Fleck. He's kind of effed up, from the war and all that, and it kind of takes a kind of a strange turn at one point, of course, where he kills that Flag Smasher, Episode 5, I think, or 4, sorry. But there was a lot of stuff going on with that, and I think going the writing, and it also tackles Isaiah Bradley, a black super soldier who Steve Rogers rescued people, and it was fine. But Isaiah did it, and he got thrown in jail because he's black. So this show does kind of mention racism. It doesn't necessarily tell people, the audience, you're racist, we gotta change, I know there's been a lot of bull crap happening with Floyd and all this other bullshit, and I don't want to get into it because I'm not that political on my channel. And let me just say, I'm a straight man, I'm a Republican, so you could probably piece those two things together with the whole world going on right now. I'm not too thrilled with some of the things going on. Especially politically. But I do think that this show tackles it without actually telling the audience, you're racist, or, our governments are corrupt. I don't really think it's a message to hit home. It's just a message that happens to be similar to ours right now. So I don't think that, like Joker. The moral of Joker, one of the morals is be nice to people, right? That's not telling the audience you're a jerk, it's just, that's the message, so the message of this is, racism sucks, black people and white people were equal, everyone's equal, all lives matter, and I do think that this show kind of mentions that in a really nice way with, of course, having Isaiah Bradley kind of tell Falcon, hey, the world will never let a black dude be Captain America. It ain't gonna frickin' happen. So what does he do? Anthony Mackie's, what's his face? Sam Wilson. He says, F that, I'm gonna be Captain America. So of course the new episode he's donning is awesome looking suit. Looks really badass. He's got the shield and the wings and the more robotic wings. He gives I think the older wings to his one buddy in the duffel bag in the one episode. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people can kind of look at that, and you've probably seen Twitter people go, oh, it's racist, it's stupid, all the stuff. And I do think that if you do look at the show and try to relate it to real world events, that is kind of silly, because at the end of the day, it's a Marvel TV show, it's a fictional thing, it's not real. So I think them trying, a lot of people will look at this show and they'll go, oh, they're trying to be, PC, and they're liberal, and it's just, look, just let it go. It's just a TV show. If you want to have it relate to real world, you can, but for me, it was just, it followed I'm a Marvel fan comic, but I also like the comic books. So they do touch on a lot of things from the comics, including, like I said, Sam Wilson was Captain America in the comics, so it's not a new thing. A lot of people going, oh, they got the black guy. It's like, no, it's not. Nothing has to do with race. You know what I mean? It's in the comics. They're doing a good. And speaking of the comics, they do a really good job of kind of following that up in a really nice way. So moving on from the story, I thought it was really good. I mean, there's Baron Zemo's in it. I think he was pretty cool. There's the whole dancing thing. Took kind of the internet by storm. I didn't think it was a big deal. Whatever. It's like one shot in the thing, but whatever. That's the internet for you. But I do think that, like I said, aside from the people that could go kind of crazy with the themes, I do think that they did tackle these themes in a good way. It didn't. The whole show is not a big political scandal. I mean? It's not some kind of PC thing like, oh, we gotta be better, our government sucks and racist. It's not like that. It's just, it's tackling these elements, but really, at its heart, this is an action drama show. And the action scenes are great, the drama's great. There's a lot of slow moments, especially episode 5, where things kind of take a slow turn, and I enjoyed that, because you have to give characters motivations, and you need to follow them unless you want, these characters to be kind of, like, I don't want to say the Star Wars prequels, but kind of like the prequels, very second two-dimensional characters. And I love the prequels, but I'm just kind of relating the characters to that. They weren't written the best in the prequels, so I'm kind of saying, you don't want that in a Marvel show. So the effect that they're taking is that every character, Falcon, Bucky, everyone, man, everyone has a chance to shine. Everyone has their own unique time to kind of talk about things that they want to talk about. Of course, the Flag Smashers, that's kind of difficult too. It's kind of a gray area, because you're looking at it, and Carly's like, oh, I'm not a terrorist, I'm not a refugee, I'm trying to do the right thing. But she's going about it the wrong way by killing people, just like Arthur Fleck and Joker, Joker's not a murderer, he is, but he's like I don't know, I want to he's half a murderer, because he does murder people, but he only kills people that wronged him. He doesn't just murder random people on the street for no reason, And it's still bad, I'm not saying that's okay, I'm still condoning his actions, it's really effed up, but Carly's the same type of thing, she's like, I don't want to kill random people, she says in this new episode, I didn't want to kill Lamar, Battlestar, I didn't want to kill him, I just wanted to kill people that matter. So she has her own way of doing things. I don't know, I think she's probably an adult, I think she's like maybe 20 something, so they call her a teenager, but I think in the show she's kind canonically like an adult. But, her way of going about these things, trying to make the world a safer place and all that, is kind of kind of a bad way to do it. And there are a lot of things. Carly is not the best villain in the MCU, but she is a villain that makes sense, because the worst thing in a property is to have a bad guy who's just bad for the sake of bad, and that can work sometimes. Think of like the Overlord from Ninjago. There's really no motivation. He's just bad, but he was born to do that. You know what I mean? So he's a little bit excusable. But like Palpatine, Thanos, Snoke, Kylo Ren, Carly, Loki, all of these guys have multiple things going on. Joker, they're not just bad guys to be bad guys. So I think Carly's reason to do that is actually kind of justified, but she's doing it in a bad way. You know what I mean? If you want to make change, do it peacefully, not by murdering people. So I do think that, the way that they handled not only the action scenes, but the writing and acting and CGI, everything really came together, and this was Marvel Studios at its best, WandaVision was good, but this felt like real MCU, you know what I mean? And I'm excited for Loki, I really am. I think Loki's one of the best villains in Marvel. The MCU made him freaking awesome. Of course, they kind of killed him off in a jacked up way, but that was the whole point. And I can't wait for the future of Marvel. We got Spider-Man No Way Home with apparently the Spider-Verse happening. Look, I don't trust any of those effing leaks. I know Alfred's back. I know Jamie Foxx is back, but the whole Andrew Garfield, Toby, half the people are like, it's confirmed, and half of them are like, well, it's not happening, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't trust anyone. I'm waiting for a freaking trailer or something like that. Black Widow's coming out in, I think, July or June. Of course, Loki in June. We got a lot of Marvel stuff coming up. I do talk about Star Wars more on this channel, but I do love Marvel too, and DC, the whole thing. Speaking of DC, really quick, I do think that the Snyder Cut is coming on Blu-ray May. I will pick that up, and I will unbox it for you guys, because that was a great effing movie. But going back to Marvel and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the whole idea of going to John Walker for a second, he really is the Arthur Fleck, the PG-13 Arthur Fleck of the MCU, when he murders that Flag Smasher, the whole idea of Captain America just completely F's itself over and just flips, because Steve Rogers fought for something, the shield meant freedom and truth and justice and all that crap, and then you get John Walker who's like, I'm gonna kill this guy, and you get blood on the shield, and really, the blood on the shield isn't just for shock value, it's there to tell the audience, oh, the shield's been tainted, the vision has been tainted. And of course, we know what happens with John. He gives it up and blah, blah, blah. He becomes U.S. agent, which is really awesome. Again, having these things happen in the comics, bringing them to the screen is really, really awesome. And I think having the, Sam Wilson fighting Batroc again, they're like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Captain America. He's not like, I'm Falcon. He's like, I'm Captain America, bitch. So he's kind of going into it. He's like, that's who I am, We had Steve Rogers. His time is up. We tried to have John Walker. He completely screwed it over. And now we have, of course, Sam Wilson is the new Captain America. So the show is called The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I'm glad they ended it with saying Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So I can gladly say Cap is back. We have a new Captain America in the MCU, and it's Sam Wilson. And it's going to be, some people are going to freak out, just because he's a certain color. Some people are weird. Me, I'm celebrating, because not only is it honoring the comics, but it's bringing a new Captain America to a new generation. You know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't matter if he was green. Captain America is not a person. It's an idea. It's a type of idea that is needed to be revolutionized in a certain way. And I think that bringing that comic element to the big screen, and it makes sense, you know what I mean? He wasn't just, we're going to have Sam Wilson do it because he, I personally thought Bucky was going to be Captain America because, let's be honest, Captain America, Steve Rogers, he was really more friends with Bucky than he was with Sam, but, whatever. They got to do the comic thing. And it makes sense that he is a new Captain America. I was just saying that, kind of weird because he's not Bucky, but it's kind of strange, because Bucky really, they try to give him new character too. Every character gets kind of like The Last Jedi, you know what I mean? Like in The Force Awakens, Poe Dameron's just, a rip-off of Wedge or whatever, and then in The Last Jedi, and of course The Rise of Skywalker, he gets new characterization, and he becomes a new character, through excellent writing and acting. Same thing with Bucky, he was the Winter Soldier, and then he was the White Wolf, that didn't really go anywhere, and now he's apparently still the Winter Soldier, so I don't freaking know, but whatever. I do like the fact that he was seeing the therapist, that he was actually trying to kind of make amends. And then in the end, it still says Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I thought it was going to say Captain America and Bucky Barnes or something like that, but whatever. I just, I do recommend the show. I think it was really, really well handled. I can't wait to see Loki. I think it was, again, there's really nothing to complain about. Maybe one or the two, the acting for 1 second, or, a little bit of CGI. But, I think the darker element, a little bit of comedy in there, the buddy element between Bucky and Sam, having them kind of hate each other in the beginning, and at the end, they actually are friends. Fixing the boat was another great thing. That was a bit boring, I'm not going to lie, but, again, it all mattered. It wasn't just there to be there, meeting Sam and his buddies and his sister and, all his family members was kind of cool as well, trying to, fix a boat and have a good time. Like me and my buddy will hang out and play a video game. They'll fix a boat. It's bonding, it's having fun with a friend. So I think it was really cool. And again, I think I'll give Falcon and the Winter Soldier, maybe Captain America and the Winter Soldier, I don't know. I don't really rate TV shows F to A+. I'll probably do it like 0 to 10. So what I'll probably do is give it a 10. Or a 9.5 or something. It was basically perfect or near perfect. It was. It's not like WandaVision was bad. It's just that this was essentially more MCU feeling. I think there was a lot of great reveals in there, a lot of great fights, a lot of great commentary. Again, people can take that commentary and twist it and be weird about it, but at face value, it works. And I can't wait to see what happens in the future with these characters, with Zemo, with Sharon. Apparently she's evil, she was the power broker, all that crap. There's a lot of stuff going on. Again, hope you enjoyed my LEGO Marvel 2 gameplay and a little bit of clips from the trailer. Tell me in the comments without spoiling it, because I know I did spoil it, but I'm not spoiling it in the comments. So don't be a turd. Don't say, oh my god, Captain America and the Winter Soldier was great, because maybe, it did come out today, so not everyone saw it yet. So again, if you want to talk about it, don't spoil it. If you can talk about it without spoiling it, do whatever in the comments, and we'll have a little conversation. But still, hope you guys enjoyed this little review. Again, I wanted it to be longer, but again, I didn't want to bore you guys. I tried to kind of, make all 6 episodes in the in a good, timely manner. When in regards to, really quickly, the Star Wars The Bad Batch, of course, you guys know I'm going to be making a video about it in a day or two, that I'm going to Disney. But I don't think I'll be able to review that show as it comes out, because I don't think I'll have Disney Plus in the hotel. So, what I'll probably do is like what I did with this. When it's all complete, I don't know how many episodes, I think maybe like, 6 or 12 or 11. I'll do a big, review. Of course, I'm going to have a May 4th video, so I'll do something there. But anyway, that's another video. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, don't spoil in the comments, but man, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Captain America and the Winter Soldier, was a great show. And it just proves, man, Disney knows what they're doing. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.